I'll just take my IFB out so I don't have to listen to it.
It is not our call. It is.
From Erie News Now, you're watching First at 4.
Well, good afternoon and happy Monday afternoon. I'm Amanda Post.
I'm Dakota Hunter.
And I'm Kara Coleman. Welcome into a brand new week here on First at 4.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day out there today. Lots of sunshine, Dakota.
Yes, we do have that sun out there, but boy, it is windy.
Yeah.
And I mean, when I came in, the leaves were blowing around. I almost got knocked on my keister coming in because it was like, whoa.
And it makes it feel pretty chilly out there.
Oh, yes.
The good news is temperatures are going up in that
Yes,
4 day.
yes. Temperatures are going up through at least the middle part of this week, but then we bring them on down once again later on in the week.
As AJ said at noon today, almost everything but the kitchen sink kind of in the 7-day forecast that he was looking at, but we're looking ahead to Wednesday and weather looks nice for our food drive day. Want to remind you, it's our big annual food drive coming up on Wednesday. 11 or so locations where you can drop off non-perishable food items and donations.
And usually the drive up part is really nice because it's usually freezing and snowing some days. This year
raining.
looks a little bit different, which we'll get in that forecast coming up in just a little bit.
Well, right now, let's take a look at who's who on First at 4 for today. And our community guests include Lisa DiFilippo, who will join us from the Manufacturer and Business Association to discuss food safety ahead of next week's big Thanksgiving Day preparations.
Also, Christine Bowen will be in with all the details on the AHN's 39th Annual Festival of Trees. That's the big one happening next weekend at the Bayfront Convention Center.
Plus, local DJs from Classy 100, Brenda Savelli and Brittany Dixon will sit down on the blue couches to talk about the effect that Taylor Swift has on the airwaves.
Now, we are kicking off Taylor Swift Week, the Taylor Swift phenomenon right here on First at 4 this week. And also, Jean-Marc Bayer will be in to talk about the Daft Marks Squaring the Circle fall fundraiser. That's coming up on Friday night.
Yeah. Big hour ahead for you. Hope you'll stay with us the whole time. Let's get to a little bit of all that weather, all things good outside.
Yes, I mean, we've got that sunshine out there. We're going to still have clear skies through the evening, but things will change. All right, I'm assuming our walk-up music today is probably a Taylor Swift song,
You
right?
got it, Dakota.
Okay, I know the song.
Yes.
This is an early one.
Yep. Love Story.
You got it.
Yep. Love Story, yeah.
This was really one of her big hits
Yes.
from early on, 2008, when she was just kind of breaking onto this
So
scene.
this
and when
was
she
from her country era.
Yep.
Yes.
Right. Yes. And
Yeah.
we thought Dakota would appreciate that.
And I mean, I will say, I was a huge fan of Taylor Swift in her early days when she was country. I kind of lost interest with Taylor Swift after she transitioned to pop music, but that's a different story. You don't want to hear that. What you want to hear me is talking about the weather. And yeah, we've got that sunshine out there. It is breezy, and the winds will subside as we go into the later part of the day. Let's take a live look outside at the Ravine Flyer camera overlooking Presque Isle. And I've been seeing the camera bouncing in the wind, and you can see those white caps on the lake telling you it is breezy out there. Temperature right now 51 degrees. degrees, so it is seasonable, but notice that weather impact all green. We are good. You can see Doppler Max is quiet, and as I mentioned last night, Doppler Max will have no work to do over the next couple of days. It's going to be dry and really gorgeous through the next few days. 51 here in the city, 52 Girard, 52 out there also in Bradford, 51 in Warren, so temperatures are closely packed together. There are winds coming out of the west, averaging about 15 to 20 miles an hour. Those are the sustained wind speeds, but when you look at the wind gusts, we're looking at gusts about 25. We did see a wind gust of around 30 earlier this afternoon, so we are starting to see those winds die down a little bit. Clear skies through this evening, clouds thickening up by tomorrow morning, but when does our next chance of rain arrive? I'll give you those details with First Warning Weather Futurecast coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Dakota. Let's get started now with our top 4 at 4 headline stories for this Monday afternoon. And we begin with Erie police, who are looking for a driver of a car that drove onto the brand new Bolitnikoff Field outside of Erie High. It happened about 7 o'clock last night. According to the district, the car left the area before officers arrived. They say they're in the process of reviewing surveillance video and in the meantime have tightened the fencing around the field.
Yeah, luckily, according to the district, a contractor who's completing that work over on the field has determined that there's no damage to the actual field. You can see some of the tire marks kind of surrounding it there. But as we've been reporting, that brand new turf was laid down at the end of August, all part of a $6 million renovation to that field. Of course, Erie native and Pro Football Hall of Famer Fred Bolitnikoff is the inspiration behind all this. Came home earlier this year to raise money for that project. But again, police still searching for that driver. What a dumb thing to do.
And with cameras everywhere, they will find that driver. All right, whether you're driving or flying, get ready for crowds, heavy traffic, and long lines this Thanksgiving. AAA says it's going to be the busiest Thanksgiving travel day in several years. AAA says a total of nearly 55.4 million people are expected to be traveling between the Wednesday before Thanksgiving and the Sunday after the holiday. And that includes upwards of 49 million Americans driving.
Yeah, in the skies, airlines are expecting a record-setting number of passengers over nearly a 2-week period, including the weekend before Thanksgiving, which is that weekend coming up in just a couple of days, and the days after. There is some good news, though, if you're traveling by car. Gas is down. AAA says the national average has dropped 5 cents since last week to $3.36 a gallon. That's 26 cents less than a month ago and 41 cents less a gallon than a year ago. Now, here in Erie, AAA says the average is about $3.67 a gallon.
Speaking of holidays, if your favorite holiday tradition is grabbing a blanket, a hot drink, and the television remote, this might be the perfect job for you. CableTV.com is looking for a chief of cheer to watch 25 holiday movies in 25 days. The chosen candidate has to keep track of each film and rank them based on nostalgia, heartwarming storytelling, and holiday cheer.
I might have already done that
You,
so far.
you can just write it up. At
I'm
this
up
point.
in probably the teens. For their work, though, the chief of cheer will get $2,500 plus a year's subscription to 7 streaming services. The best part is there's no list that you have to stick to. The winner gets to pick their favorite holiday movies, whether that's a Hallmark rom-com or animated classic or an action thriller like Die Hard. Of course, that's controversial. Is it a Christmas movie or not? CableTV.com, though, is accepting those applications on their website through December 1st.
Interesting. And we think we know the answer to this next question, but would you spend $230 on scented water for your infant? The luxury brand Dior is banking on customers answering yes to that one. They've launched a new skincare line specifically for babies.
Babies are the one group who
Don't need skincare.
You know,
no.
you have skin like a baby.
I know.
It has a lot of people shaking their heads, including the man next to me, I'd imagine. Its scented water is its priciest item, followed by a moisturizer for $150 for babies. The line also includes cleansers for $95 a pop. Dior says their new products are a revamp of its 1970s perfume line for infants.
I don't know why you'd want to use perfume, but what do you suppose is scented water for infants?
I don't
understand
know.
what that is.
On a baby?
I don't. Maybe when you're cleaning them up after a diaper change.
I mean, they do stink sometimes, but like we were saying, the stuff you can get at
Yeah, baby magic
Walmart
is just
works
fine.
just fine.
Ethan? Anything to say on this one?
Nothing that would mean that I would have a job tomorrow. So we'll reserve judgment.
Okay.
115 buck cleanser for
People
They
are-
or babies for
People
you.
have earned the money. They are free to spend it how they
They
choose.
That's
can.
true.
And there are some people who would definitely bathe
and
their
they
babies
will.
in Dior
and
water.
they will.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
true. All right. You're here to talk about that Tops location on West 26th Street. The Tops No More, but we now know what's going in that spot.
Not one, not two, but three businesses. How about that? The big one there that has probably the most people talking, Grocery Outlet. It's a chain of stores. There's a couple south of here, Boardman, Ohio, Newcastle, but they're throughout the country. And so we'll have one in Erie here by this spring. So obviously it's not going to be the size of Tops. If you're
Yeah.
going to put three businesses in there, the grocery
Right.
store is not going to be the same size. But it should offer access to fresh fruits and vegetables, fresh meat, the sorts of things that you can't get at, say, a dollar store, although a dollar store is actually one of the other businesses going in along with the
Okay.
fitness center.
And the big controversy behind that Tops closing there was that it was leaving a food desert for the folks who lived in
Right.
that area. This should alleviate that.
Fingers crossed anyway. We'll have to see what comes in at this grocery store just to be sure of that, but presumably yes, and that's great news for folks living in that area. I talked to some today who don't drive and who used to walk to Tops, and you know, a couple block walk is no big deal. A couple mile walk trying to carry your week's worth
That's
of
different,
groceries
yeah.
because you can't run over to the grocery store, that's a big deal.
Yeah. You know, when I visited friends who lived like in New York City, I could never understand how they grocery shopped because, you know, that's how we do it here. You go once a week
Right.
and you have bags and bags and bags. But, you know, other people kind of get into a routine where maybe they go a few times a week and they
Right.
walk and they just have a couple bags to carry. So maybe some changes like that will happen as well. Did that particular store, did it have a pharmacy and is there now a missing pharmacy
That
from
I
that
don't
spot?
know on. That is a really good question, but there's a CVS right in
right
that
across.
plaza, so
Okay,
that
so
shouldn't
yeah.
be a concern to get any prescriptions
Right.
switched over. But the biggest thing is just not having to buy your groceries at
Yeah.
a dollar store because
Right.
you're so limited there. And sometimes you can get a great deal at a dollar store, but other times you actually are paying more per unit. It's just a smaller thing, so you end up paying more over
Yeah.
time, and your nutritional options are limited.
And what do we know about the fitness center moving into that space?
Not much at this point. We'll keep you posted on that. It should all be good to go by May-ish. Spring is sort of the timeline, so the idea is try to get as much done as you can now on the exterior, and then of course you work on the interior when the weather's not so nice.
Interesting. All right. Good news for a lot of folks in that
Yeah.
media.
This is a
Anytime
plan
a building
rolling.
doesn't sit empty
Yeah.
and
Exactly.
provides fresh food, double thumbs
it
up.
didn't stay empty for long, that's for sure. All right, thanks, Ethan. Well, still to come here on First at 4, it's a post-Thanksgiving tradition for so many local families. Festival of Trees kicking off, of course, the day after Turkey Day down at the Bayfront Convention Center. There's trees and shopping and Santa, and we're going to hear all about it coming up next.
And live reindeer.
Yes, that's right.
Dakota will also be back with your full forecast. Much more First at 4 still to come.
I think I'm gonna order another one of these. I like this top so much.
Yeah, it's really cute. I'm gonna.
What do I got going on there? Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I gotcha.
Now, first warning weather with Dakota Hunter.
Welcome back, everybody. A live look at the Gary Miller at the Mall Skycam overlooking Peach Street, and traffic is flowing out there this afternoon as people are heading home from work, maybe getting ready to get their dinner plans going, and we are looking good. No weather hassles to really talk about for tonight. The only thing we're going to maintain is really the winds through the rest of the afternoon and the evening. We could be talking about gusts around 25 to 35, so it's still going to be a bit breezy, but again, those winds are going to start to subside as we go into tonight and into tomorrow. But that sunshine, it continues to smile down on you as we go through the next couple of days. So really, this is just a stretch of gorgeous weather for us for mid-November. You really don't think about this kind of weather for November, but we do see more rain returning as we go into Friday and Saturday. So those are going to be the two wettest days over the next several days. All right, we talked about this at the top of the show, and again, big deal. We have the Erie News Now food drive coming up on Wednesday. And, you know, this is one of the ways that we try to give back to the local community. And, you know, I was mentioning it all weekend long. It's easy sometimes to forget about the people less fortunate in our community because we get so caught up in our own personal problems that sometimes we forget that there's people less fortunate. And this food drive will obviously benefit the Thanksgiving Day holiday. We've got drop-off locations across Erie County, Crawford County, Warren, and McKean counties. And we're also accepting donations here at the station from 6 a.m. to 6:30, and we are looking good. And that's 6:30 p.m. by the way. And we're looking good. Basically, lots of sunshine, temperatures mid to upper 50s, maybe a 60 in some spots. So again, looking great. Doppler Max, again, quiet. As I mentioned, it's not going to have much to do over the next couple of days because high pressure built in across the upper Great Lakes. See all this rain and snow shower activity? That's pushing on up towards New England and is moving away from us. So that's not going to be a threat to us. Here's our Crime Victim Center Skycam showing that sunshine across downtown Erie, 51. But notice that west-southwest wind averaging 14. So the winds still are up. And as I mentioned, that's going to continue through the evening hours. Notice a little bit of cloudiness coming in at around 7 o'clock tonight, but we'll still be mainly clear. The clouds do thicken up overnight and into tomorrow morning, so we'll call it a partly to mostly cloudy start. And then as we go into the afternoon, look at this. No clouds to be had, just lots of sunshine, and that's going to continue through Wednesday and Thursday, and those temperatures bump up a little bit more each and every day. So it's going to feel good. Now the winds, we're going to start to see those winds still around 20, 25 mile an hour on the wind gust, but then they will start to subside as we head into Tuesday. Notice here by 8 a.m. wind gusts starting to fall below the, well, breezy conditions, we'll call it that. So we'll put the high temp for tomorrow at 48, a mix of sun and clouds, lots of sunshine as we go into Wednesday, Thursday. How about lower 60s? Yeah, that's going to feel good. But notice here as we go into Friday, temperatures come back down into the mid to upper 50s with occasional to widespread showers. Karen, Amanda?
Yeah, but anything leading up to that, I mean, in mid-November, like you mentioned, Dakota, that is just bonus.
I know.
For us here.
It's good.
Thanks, Dakota. We're going to welcome in our first guest today. Christine Bowen from AHN is joining us now to talk about the 39th annual Festival of Trees. 39 years this has been a tradition in Erie.
It sure is a community tradition. Everyone loves it. We're excited to have everyone back this year.
It probably would be 40 years if it weren't for that pesky COVID, right? Did you skip a year?
No, we held it through COVID. We did it outdoors, so we're glad to be back inside where it's warm.
Yes.
Hey, yeah, that's terrific.
Powered on. There was so much to do at this event, and it seems like every year it truly does get a little bit bigger.
It does. You know what? We have something for everyone, from the young to the young at heart. A 6-room Santa's Castle, live reindeer, train rides, vendors that everyone can enjoy to get all your holiday shopping done, and of course, 80 professionally decorated trees.
Yes, beautiful trees.
Jaw-dropping. I mean, every year I'm like, oh man, now I got to go decorate mine that's going to just fall flat. Talk about some of those that are returning to decorate a tree this year.
So our decorators are absolutely fabulous. We actually have some new ones that I'm really excited about. So we always get members from the community who are at-home decorators, and they're like, I think I can do this. And this year, I know they're going to bring it. So I know that Lily Broadcasting is the tree to beat this year. You were People's Choice last year.
We have won several years, yeah.
And we have some great ones this year on deck. We have everything from nature themes to some of your favorite characters, to just some classically beautiful Christmas trees.
I think that there's going to be a Taylor Swift tree this year. I see it.
I cannot confirm or deny.
Okay. Do you know some of the themes before?
Yeah, okay, of course
Absolutely,
she
yes.
does. Yes.
But you have to come and check it out. I will
Yes.
say this year we have 83 trees, which is more than ever before. So
Wow.
a lot for everyone to take in, and then the community gets to vote on their favorite,
Yeah.
and that's how we get our
I
People's
think that's
Choice
fun,
winner.
and I think that's what's fun for families too, because even the littles can do that. They can vote for their favorite and go back and put the little slip in.
I mean, even for the past couple of years, I've brought my 3 little boys, 3 years old, 4 years old, and they love it. They love checking out the trees because there's always a Sesame Street one, or there's, you know, something geared toward Marvel or superhero, or,
Yeah.
you know, and they love looking and, putting in their little ticket for their favorite.
And you've got the live reindeer, and of course Santa for the
Yes.
littles as well.
Oh, he's looking at his list. He's checking it twice. He'll be there.
Let's talk about Festival of Trees After Dark.
Yes. So this is our third festival after dark, and we close down the activities in Santa's Castle. So we'll put away the crafts, and we'll bring in some local libations, 12 days of Christmas tasting menu. And then in the Gallery of Trees, we bring in the Groove, who's fabulous. So it gets everyone up on their feet and moving. So it's an adult-friendly event. Tickets are on sale until Wednesday, so you want to get them now. And we're excited to
Is
have
that
everybody.
for both nights, one night? When will this be?
So that is Saturday.
Just
after
Saturday.
festival. Saturday the 25th.
Okay.
And this is such a great thing for families to do together with cousins or aunts or uncles who come out of town. You must hear that all the time, that this is such a tradition for families after Thanksgiving.
So it is absolutely one of my favorite parts of Festival of Trees is listening to the generational stories of people who have come year after year and just continue to make this a holiday tradition, and from the tri-state region.
Yeah.
And because there's hours of entertainment and things to see and do, and every year is just a little different.
Yeah.
Do they still have the electronic naughty or nice list this year? I love that.
The Elf Scan 3000. Yeah.
The Elf Scan 3000. That's terrific. That's our tree from last year, I believe, in the red Jeep saluting all branches of the military. That was a good one.
So there are the dates and times. Of course, it's the weekend after Thanksgiving, Friday. There are the times there for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And don't forget, Saturday has the after hours. What time is that again?
That starts at 7 p.m.
7 p.m. And it goes till what? Dawn?
11.
11's late enough.
It is, yes, for sure. Thank you so much for stopping by, Christine. We appreciate it. Yeah, it's going to be a great